Hockey season is here, which is a little weird to say, honestly. It came up so quickly, and the Walleye are 3 games into the season already. Matt, what kind of start have the Walleye had so far?
You know what? Actually, it really hasn't been a bad start, Britt, when you look at it. Yeah, they did lose this past weekend, and when you don't score, it kind of makes it look worse, a 2-0 final in Kalamazoo. But this is the beauty of hockey. You run into a goaltender that's hot, playing great. I mean, Toledo dominated a lot of that game. The shots can tell you that story. 39-19, they outshot Kalamazoo in the game, and you lose 2-0. Yeah, sometimes you just lose a game, and sometimes you lose because of a goaltender, and that's one of the great things about the sport of hockey. It's, you liken it to, you know, a terrific player on basketball court, or, you know, an outstanding starting pitcher in baseball, or even maybe a great quarterback in football that can just win you games, and a goaltender can do that. Evan Cormier was phenomenal. He was the best player on the ice Saturday night. That's why the Walleye took that loss 2-0, despite really outplaying Kalamazoo. They're going to see him again probably Friday night in Kalamazoo, so it'll be nice to get back after him a little bit, but 2-1 start, nothing to really complain too much about.
When it comes to their schedule, a little bit of a weird setup this week, especially. You mentioned they're returning to Kalamazoo, but then they're back home on Saturday, something that the fans are really looking forward to.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're fired up to get back into the Huntington Center, really get going. You know, I mean, this is a fan base that just, when you look back to the playoffs, and they sold out every game in the postseason, which no ECHL team does that. Even Florida, who won the championship, didn't sell out the 3 games that they had in the finals. They sold out only the last 2. So, you know, it just doesn't happen very often. This is a terrific hockey area. It's going to be a jam-packed house Saturday night. You know, the only thing is you got to go to Kalamazoo again on Friday. You almost wish, you know, for the fans that Toledo would have the night off the night before, so you'd have a really rested and energized outfit for Saturday. But you know, sometimes you play a game on a Friday, you get into a routine. And sometimes when you don't play on Friday like Toledo did in this week, they came out a little bit slow on Saturday. So maybe this will actually play in their favor.
What can fans expect to see maybe from some of the new faces that have joined the team this year when they take the ice in the Huntington Center?
Well, I think you've got some guys with a lot of talent there, and I think some names that pop out. You know, Thomas Ebbing had a very good, strong weekend. He hasn't put up a ton of points yet, but he's a guy who came off a 30-goal season last year with the Reading Royals. He can find the back of the net. He's a former Michigan State Spartan. You know, he's got a good scoring touch. I think when you look at some of the young guys, you know, Trenton Bliss is down from the American Hockey League. Very talented young forward out of Michigan Tech. A guy that, you know, Grand Rapids and Detroit, they think highly of. You know, he'll be kind of fun to watch. You know, I think there's some faces in there. Joseph Nardi, who is down from Manitoba. Manitoba, no ECHL affiliate, so they got to put guys wherever, and they chose to send Nardi to us. So, you know, he's a guy, another young kid out of college. You can see that you know, those fresh faces in there. I think Gordy Green's another one you want to keep an eye on, number 19 for the Toledo Walleye. He's a guy out of Newfoundland last year. He's not a big guy, you know, short in stature. He's under 5'10", but yet he can find the back of the net, and he's got a good touch with passes. So I think there's some guys to keep an eye on, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. And one more on the D side, Seth Barton, 4 points already in 3 games. He's a guy down from Grand Rapids. They think very highly of him. The longer we see him, that's a good thing.
And you've seen a lot of this team over the years. How have you seen those new faces gel with those who came back?
You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting question because of the fact that you do have a lot of returners. You have 11 players that are in the lineup right now that are back from last year's team. And, you know, sometimes weaving in those new players while you've got a whole bunch of veterans and guys that, you know, can be a struggle on the ice. In the locker room, it's great because those guys just follow along to what this team does. And so, you know, they look at guys like John Albert, Brandon Hawkins, Brett McKenzie, these guys that have been with the team, and they see, okay, this is how we do things off the ice to get ready for games here. And that's how they do things here in Toledo. It makes it easier all around on the coaching staff, to equipment staff, to trainers, to broadcasters. It just makes everything a lot easier because those guys just fall in line. They're just, okay, this is what we do here in Toledo.
Well, we're excited to see the team back in Toledo. They got to get through Kalamazoo first on Friday, like you said, but opening night on Saturday in the Huntington Center, something we're all looking forward to. Matt, thanks so much for joining us.
You bet, Britt. Thank you.